Hello everyone, and welcome to this month's sales initiative, Taking Back Control of Your Wine Sales. Understanding your restaurant's wine literature and how to present it effectively and use it as a sales tool is this month's sales technique. Now, this month I want you to focus not only on learning how, but I really want you to understand why the correct way of presenting your wine list can be all the difference in the world in generating truly amazing wine sales. Now here's an example of what your approach to the table regarding beverages probably looks like. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to XYZ Grill. My name is Jarrod, and I'll be your server this evening. While you're settling in, would anybody like to start off with something to drink? Alright, so this was an example of really good service, but also an example of very poor sales. Now, let me show you how with a simple change of approach we can generate much higher wine sales. But first, I want you to understand this very important point. Unless it can't be avoided, no one should present the wine list to your table except the person selling wine to that table, whether it's you, your sommelier, or your manager. Or else whoever starts looking at that wine list is going to start making decisions based on what they know, which is 10% of what you know, and they're going to resort to what they're comfortable with, which in almost every case is going to be price. And we never want anyone to make any decision based on price, or else they're going to resort to a lower priced wine. Now, if the standard at your restaurant is to have the wine list presented to the table right away, take control of that situation by approaching the table immediately. But in either case, we need to take control of that wine sale by first finding out who at that table is responsible for choosing the wine, getting that wine list open and in their hands, and we want to have a suggestion right off the bat of what wine we think that table should be drinking. If you have a qualified suggestion, it's going to build the guest's confidence in you, but it's also going to give the table the impression that your restaurant is the type of restaurant where ordering a bottle of wine is the norm. And that's the impression we want to give. Cocktails are never going to make you as much money as wine, and we want that table thinking bottled wine first. Now, let me show you with a little tweak what the presentation of your wine list should look like. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to XYZ Grill. My name is Jarrod, and I'll be your server tonight. And before we dive too far into the menus, who's in charge of making your wine decisions tonight? Who can I leave our wine list with? You, sir? Thank you. Now, while you're looking this list over, Cabernet by far is the most popular choice in this restaurant, and one of my favorites on that list is Rombauer's 2007 out of Napa Valley. I think for the price, the wine really over-delivers. It gives you some great dark black fruit to it, has a very full mouthfeel, and a very, very long finish. I think you'd be real happy with that. If you need any other suggestions, I'll come back and check on you in just a couple of minutes. As a general rule, whatever your average bottled wine sale in your restaurant is right now, I want you to start your qualified suggestion 20 to 30% higher than that. If your average bottle of wine sale is $50, start your suggestion somewhere in that $60 to $70 range. If you feel like your guest has deeper pockets, don't be afraid to suggest something more expensive. All they can say is no. But a qualified suggestion is not just pointing out a wine that's more expensive. A qualified suggestion should be based on who's sitting at that table. For example, if you have 4 women sitting at your table, Pinot Noir would be a great place to start your suggestion. Why? Because Pinot Noir has an ability to be universally paired with everything that's on your menu right now, fish as well as meat. And you have to be thinking that 4 women are going to be choosing lighter fare, and Pinot Noir would be a wine that maybe they're more used to drinking. Now, if you have 4 men that come and sit down at your table, maybe you think they're going to order steaks, and Cabernet would be a great place to start your suggestions. Whatever wine you're going to suggest, you have to have confidence in, and you have to be familiar with. You have to know the flavor profile of that wine, and you've got to know where that wine is from, but more importantly, and most importantly, you got to know something intangible about that wine. You got to either know why it's named what it is, you have to know something about the winemaker, or maybe if there's a story behind the creation of that wine. The more you know about that wine, the better your presentation of that wine to the table is going to be, and the easier it is going to be for your guest to take you up on your suggestion, because if you have confidence in that product, so will they. That's how you generate truly incredible wine sales. Now, if we can change your approach, and you can accomplish this, you're going to do 3 very, very important things. You're going to start selling wine in a higher price range. You're going to start getting wine on that table much faster, giving you a much better opportunity to sell a second or third bottle to that table. But also, you're going to start building up great credibility with your guest, meaning that if you start suggesting things throughout the rest of their meal, they're going to take you up on their suggestions because now they have confidence in you. So in summary, The three things that we need to focus on with this month's sales initiative is finding out who at the table is choosing wine, get them an open wine list in their hands so they start looking at it right away, and having a qualified suggestion right off the bat that we can give them. If you do these three things, your wine sales are going to soar.